Welcome children. Today I am going to explain about the French Revolution. During the War of American Independence, many French soldiers fought against the British and volunteered supporting the fight for democracy in America. They were greatly influenced by the life force which they had witnessed in America. They spread their ideas far and wide and a revolution broke out in France in 1781. A landmark in European history. This revolution changed the social, political and economic life of France and affected the course of world history. In the 18th century, France was a feudal society under the authority of the monarch. It was divided into three classes or estate, namely the clergy, the nobility and the commoner. The first two classes lived in luxuries and did not have to bear the burden of taxation. The commoners were underprivileged. Even the rich middle class, consisting of merchants, factory owners, etc., fell into this category. They had wealth but no political right. They had to pay heavy taxes and resented the privileges enjoyed by the aristocrats, the workers and the peasants who suffered as a result of the then existing social system wanted to change it. French philosophers like Voltaire and Rousseau inspired people with revolutionary ideas of liberty and equality. The evils of King Louis XVI, the clergy and the nobility were highlighted. People were motivated to the revolt against every injustice. The common people gathered in thousands in the street of Paris on July 14, 1789 and broke open the state prison at Bastille. Bastille, the symbol of monarchy, was overthrown. The fall of Bastille was the victory of French people who rose up against the old order. The king and queen were executed. The years of bloodshed, however, later led to the emergence of a dictator, Napoleon Bonaparte. The National Assembly, represented by the people of the third state, adopted the famous Declaration of Rights of Men and Citizens. It declared men are born and free and are equal in rights. The French monarch was abolished and France became a republic with liberty, equality and fraternity as its guiding principles. Between 1789 and 1799, France went through a period of great turmoil due to lack of efficient governance. It clearly showed that even if monarchy was overthrown, it took a long time to bring back normalcy in the country. Around this time, Napoleon rose in the ranks of the army to the position of first consul, the highest official in the country. Though through his military strategies, he won many territories from France and soon declared himself as an emperor in December 1804. France became an empire again, but this time it was more of a constitutional monarch than an autocratic system. Napoleon Bonaparte was the most powerful man in France who became a general in the French army. He was the first consul and then became the emperor of France. Being ambitious by nature, he led France into a number of wars to fulfill his desire to control the whole of Europe. His main motive was to displace Britain from its privileged position in Europe, and this earned him the name a nation of shopkeepers. His declination started in 1812 after his French campaign. His invasion of Russia during the winter was his greatest mistake. A large part of his army suffered due to bitter cold. His enemies took the opportunity and defeated him in the Battle of Leipzig, where he was exiled to the island of Elba, though he refused to accept the defeat. But again, he was defeated in the Battle of Waterloo. The Britishers then exiled him to the island of St. Helena, where he died in 1821. And with this, I am ending my today's class. Goodbye.